Hello everyone, welcome to the Autoimmune Dietitian YouTube channel. My name is Annie. I'm a registered dietitian and I work with people struggling with autoimmune diseases. In my work with my clients, I help them use both food and lifestyle as a way to improve their symptoms and hopefully give them their lives back. So sugar is one of the most inflammatory foods out there. Most of my clients find a lot of symptom relief when they reduce their sugar intake. But that's a lot easier said than done. So here are a few tips to help you start eating less sugar, to help lower inflammation, and to help you feel better. Before I jump in, I just need to attach a disclaimer to this video that the information in today's talk is not the substitute for the diagnosis, treatment, or care of disease by a medical provider. This is for informational purposes only. Please consult your qualified health professional for any changes you make to your medical care. So before we talk about how to reduce sugar in the diet, it's important to understand what types of sugar we are talking about. The most offensive sugar for inflammation is refined sugar. And this type of sugar comes in a variety of different forms. It can be called sugar, white sugar, brown sugar, syrups like corn syrup, rice syrup, barley syrup, high fructose corn syrup, powdered sugar, agave syrup, inverted sugar, and evaporated cane juice, just to name a few. All of these are refined sugars, and they are designed to make your food taste really sweet. They also spike your blood sugar, which can over time lead to insulin resistance and an increase in adipose tissue or fat tissue. They also disrupt your gut microbiome and can increase the release of inflammatory cytokines. So not all sugar is bad, and some can be eaten in moderation. I like to think of these sugars as sugar that also contains some beneficial nutrients. This category of sugars include things like sugar naturally found in fruit, coconut sugar, maple syrup, honey, date sugar, and molasses. This does not mean you have free rein to go overboard with these sugars. However, they can add a healthy amount of sweetness with some extra nutritional benefits. Okay, so my first step in eating less sugar is to gradually decrease your sugar consumption. You first need to look at how much sugar you're actually eating, and then make a plan to decrease that amount over time. So for instance, let's say you eat a cookie every night after dinner. You don't really need that cookie to satisfy your hunger, but it's a routine and it's something you enjoy after dinner and something you look forward to. So set a goal to eat a cookie every other evening instead of every evening. That already cuts your sugar consumption in half. And then once you've mastered that goal, eat a cookie only 2 times per week, and then 1 time a week, and then so forth until the cookie is a rarely eaten food item. And you can repeat this process with any sugar-laden food you eat on a regular basis. And that is a great way to not go cold turkey, but to slowly decrease your sugar consumption and be really mindful about that too. My second tip is to replace refined sugars with more natural sugars. So as I stated, natural sugars are what you should be relying on for your sweet food items, and substituting natural sugars for refined sugars is a pretty easy swap for most things. If you like to bake, I would seek out recipes that use maple or honey or coconut or date sugar. Sometimes the ratio isn't 1-to-1, but it's something you can always play around with. I always swap sugar for maple syrup when I am baking, and it usually turns out fine. My next tip is to read nutrition labels. So if there is one thing you take away from this discussion today, it's this one. Please learn how to read nutrition labels. The first thing to notice on a label is the serving size, and I have an example here that I will show you. The serving size is listed here. It says how many cookies or crackers are in one serving that they're talking about in the nutrition label. So this says serving size is 8 crackers. 1 serving is 2 full cracker sheets of graham crackers, okay? The next thing you want to notice is you also want to notice like if it's a full serving size or not. So by now, most packages have for like a full container. If it's a single serving package, they actually list a nutrition label for the full package rather than what they consider a serving size. Sometimes you'll see 2 different ones on the same label, so it's important to note which one you're probably eating. Second, you want to look at the total carbohydrate line, which is found here, okay? Underneath, there are a few sublines. There's dietary fiber, there's total sugars, and then this is what you want to look for. Includes 8 grams of added sugar, okay? This is where the refined sugar amount is found. So it has 8 grams of sugar added to this food. Then you want to look at the ingredient label, and you want to see what types of sugar or sugars are used in this ingredient label. So for here, the ingredients are unbleached, enriched flour, graham flour, sugar, soybean, endocrinolol oil, honey, leavening, salt, soy lecithin, and artificial flavors. So this actually uses sugar and honey as their sugar source. So again, you want to look at where it is, and then also they list ingredients by volume or amount. So if sugar is listed more towards the top, it means it has more sugar in it. And then, one question I get a lot is what is considered low added sugar? So personally, I aim for really low, like under 3 grams of added sugar. For a food to technically be considered low sugar, it has to have under 5 grams of added sugar. So you should not eat more than 25 grams of added sugar per day. To put that in perspective, 25 grams of sugar is 6 teaspoons of sugar. I think that's a lot. I would aim for actually lower, but that's kind of what the World Health Organization recommends as sugar intake. Okay, my last tip is work on rebalancing your microbiome. So what does your microbiome have to do with sugar? Well, sugar cravings can, in some cases, be connected to your gut bacteria. There are actually gut microbes that love sugar, and the more you have of them, the more intense your sugar cravings can be. So eating a diet high in sugar feeds these bacteria, and it can trigger an overgrowth and more inflammation. So eating a diet rich in fruits and vegetables and fermented foods can help rebalance your microbiome and reduce sugar cravings. So just to recap, today we focused on ways to help you reduce your sugar intake. Hopefully you found these tips helpful. If you would like more help managing your autoimmune disease, inflammation with diet and lifestyle, I would love to chat with you. I offer free 15-minute discovery calls so we can learn about your goals and to see if we are a good fit for each other. Go to my YouTube profile. The link should be there, as well as the link to my website where I have a lot of materials and extensive researched blogs and all that stuff there just to help support you. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I am there as well. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button. These come out about every week or so. And if there's any, materials or content or topics you are interested in learning about, please shoot me a message. I would love to provide information for whatever you're looking for. So thank you so much for joining me today. Again, my name's Annie. I'm the autoimmune dietitian. So nice to see you, and I will see you next time.